and welcome back to another week of This Week in VR. We've got so much to catch up on this week, and there's been so many game releases, and there's even been more game delays. We've seen some software updates for the Quest and Vision OS, and there's some rumors of some new VR headsets floating around. But first, it's the holiday season, which means it is jam-packed with game releases, and we've got a lot coming out this month. I've personally been playing some Dumb Ways to Die, which has just come out on the Quest store, and it's kind of like a WarioWare minigame style type of game, and it's all very polished and fun, and it's made by some fellow Aussies, of course, so I gotta shout them out. But the big release of the month is Metro Awakening. I played this on the PlayStation VR 2 while I was at Gamescom, and visually it was very impressive and really had that AAA style of quality, but I don't know, I did find it a little bit boring. I did only play a demo though, and I was very jet lagged, so that could be it, or it may just not be my jam. I don't know. It's gonna be a very close race for VR Game of the Year. We've got Metro Awakening, Batman Arkham Shadow, Behemoth still to come out, and Alien Rogue Incursion. My money is personally on Behemoth, but that may be a personal preference. But speaking of Alien Rogue Incursion, we have started to see some actual gameplay and first impressions come out about this game. IGN and Upload VR, along with a few other outlets, got access to the game and were able to share some first impressions along with some gameplay. And I think the game is looking pretty cool. Definitely feels like they've got that atmosphere and audio down pat, which is very important for an Alien game. I just hope that it's not like a repetitive wave shooter type game. And I don't like to say I told you so, but I told you so. This game is unfortunately getting delayed, just on Quest though. The PSVR and PSVR 2 version is still coming out on December 19th, but the Quest version has been pushed back until early next year. Game delays are never a nice thing. I'm sure it's not fun for the studio, and in the end we're gonna end up with a better game if it's not rushed for the sake of a deadline. So I'm still really looking forward to this game. I'll probably end up playing it on PSVR, but I'm still really excited to check it out. In other games releases, we had Triangle Strategy, which came out last week, which is a VR reimagining of the Square Enix tactical role-playing game. And we also had the release of a really cute mixed reality game called Living Room. I also got to try this at Gamescom, and it's very, very cute, and how they've used mixed reality is very clever, and I think it's one worth checking out. And coming out later this month, we have Starship Troopers Continuum, which was delayed, but is now coming out on November 14th. And we've started to see some early impression videos go live, and the general gist of it is it's not as bad as we thought, I guess, which is good. So maybe check out their videos if you're curious about the game. And we also have Last Stand coming out in early access on November 14th this month, which is the world's first multi-location mixed reality PvP shootout. I also tried this one at Gamescom, but the use of mixed reality in this is really trippy. It's really well done and a good use of the technology, and this is a good multiplayer game to play. We've also got Trombone Champ coming out on November 26th, which is the VR version of the popular PC game. And this is a really big deal for the Flat2 VR studios, as it really showcases what's possible for pancake games to be turned into VR. And I think it really encourages more game studios to explore converting their games to VR, which would be great for everyone, of course. And this game is a bunch of silly fun, so it's worth checking out as well. And if you like music games, we have the announcement of Songbird, which is essentially a karaoke game in VR. But interestingly, it's made by the developers of Guitar Hero. And it looks pretty fun, but you will definitely not find me playing this game because I can't sing for shit. We've also had the announcement of Shattered, which looks like an eerie mixed reality puzzle game. It looks like a really good use of mixed reality, and I'm already hearing some pretty positive things. So if you like puzzle games with a side of creepy, this may be one to keep an eye on, and it's out sometime in December. Also out in December is Behemoth, and we recently got a new world and story trailer. The devs also gave me a really cool comic book at Gamescom, so I think it's really cool that they're investing into the world and story of this game and are clearly very proud of it. And if you couldn't tell, this is definitely my most anticipated game of the year, and this one's out on December 5th. So fingers crossed it delivers. And this has just come in. We have the collab you never expected. You can now play Behemoth in Fortnite. So to celebrate the release, they're doing a limited time creative map where you have to conquer all 3 behemoths to break a curse. This collab feels super random, but also pretty cool to see. Fortnite is a big franchise, so the more eyes on VR, the better. But one thing they had posted in the last few days, which was kind of weird and cryptic, they tweeted out a post saying, play Skydance Behemoth on PC via Quest Link or on December 5th. More details on headsets and platforms to come, which makes me think, we're gonna get a platform delay. I'm kind of thinking PlayStation or maybe Quest, but let's hope there's no more delays, but only time will tell. We also have Gorilla Tag launching on the PlayStation VR 2. Upload VR shared that a PlayStation Store listing was found, but apparently there will be sadly no crossplay support, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's cool to see it launching on a new platform, and it will still be free to play because it's $20 on Steam, which is kind of weird, but oh well. But are we getting a new Beat Saber music pack? The music group Incursion released a new track and announced that it will be coming to Beat Saber. And funnily enough, it's not called Da 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 Da, it's called Dabba Dabba Dabba. So I assume they're trying to replicate the viral Da 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 song, but who knows. They've also released a film clip with a very Beat Saber looking visualizer, so this may be a hint of what we're going to see in the next music pack or OST and whatever they're releasing, so hopefully we'll find out soon. We've also got a pretty cool update out for No Man's Sky. The update now supports the PlayStation 5 Pro along with cross-save capability, which means you can play the game on your PC on Steam and then pick up the same save on your PlayStation VR 2, which is pretty cool. And with the PS5 Pro improvements, all of the features are coming to the PlayStation VR 2 as well. So there's things like sharper resolution at higher frame rates, improved lighting with ultra quality reflections, and higher quality ambient occlusion, along with upscaling to provide a crisp 4K resolution at 60 FPS. And No Man's Sky will also be an early adopter of 8K resolution, so I'm not too sure if this will be supported on the PlayStation VR 2 as well, but hopefully. But the most exciting part of the update, well at least for me, is they have released a Mass Effect expedition to celebrate N7 Day. And I'm a big Mass Effect fan. I didn't call my dog Commander Shepard for nothing. You know, Commander Andromeda Shepard. This is Commander Andromeda Shepard. Hey yo, little boy. The event runs for 2 weeks and you're able to claim the Normandy ship for your fleet. So I think it's time to jump back to this game because it's definitely very cool in VR and it's awesome standalone as well. Some sad news though, we have had some more VR game studio layoffs. Host Interactive, the developers behind Richie's Plank Experience and Max Mustard, have had to let go some of their staff. Hearing about studio layoffs is always really tough, and with VR being so niche, having the income to support a large team can sometimes not match up and be really challenging. But these things are always really sad to hear, especially as I know some of the teams since it's an Aussie studio, and I really wish them all the best. Meta recently released a new software update with v71 with a bunch of new features. The look of light and dark themes have been tweaked for improved clarity, and some panels have been tweaked as well. There's also a new volume mixer, so you can adjust the volume of different apps like Spotify. And that's right, it looks like Spotify is coming to the Quest. The link for me doesn't work in Australia, so I don't know if it's the page has been taken down or it's a geo-blocking thing, but we can confirm Spotify is coming to the Quest. They've also improved their travel mode, so now they're allowing train travel, so you can use your Quest on a train. If you haven't tried the travel mode yet, I think it can be found in experimental mode setting. And another feature Meta has added that no one asked for is that you can get a calendar in your Quest. I don't know about you, but I use VR to escape my schedule, not to have it follow me. But the calendar app allows syncing to Google and Outlook, and again, I assume this has been done in an attempt to compete with the Apple Vision Pro. They've also improved the link feature with a PC and is now enabled by default, and they're also improving the capabilities of the MetaQuest Link app on PC. Apple have also released an Apple Vision Pro update in beta called Vision OS 2.2, and now it allows the ability to have wide and ultra wide mode for viewing your Mac in virtual display. And look, to be honest, I'm feeling really tempted to get an Apple Vision Pro lately. I keep seeing these setups of like the new M4 Mac Mini with the Apple Vision Pro, and it just looks like a really cool setup. Like, we may not even need displays in the future. We'll just be using these things in our face with a little computing thing. Anyway, I think it's a cool setup, but it may have just been all the Kool-Aid I drank while working at Apple. Do I actually need it? I don't know. But not all developers are happy with Apple and their support on the Apple Vision Pro. A developer on Twitter has vented that she thinks the Apple ecosystem is the best to develop on, but the Apple Vision Pro is just too niche and they need some serious funding. And it is definitely a challenge. If Apple want people to buy the headset, there needs to be apps that you can actually use on them. And when not many people actually own the devices, it can be a challenging prospect for developers to consider investing their time on the platform because they may not make any money. I guess this is where Meta have been great at creating fundings for devs for things like the Oculus Publishing Ignition, and it would be great if Apple did the same to support the Vision OS developers, because while in the grand scheme it's still pretty niche, it's, you know, developers want want to develop for, and it makes sense for Apple to give them that support. But maybe Meta is investing a little bit too much money in XR. Well, Meta have just shared their third quarter earnings, and once again, they've logged an operating cost of $4.4 billion, and they've spent $58 billion since 2020. But to be honest, good on them. I'm glad someone is investing in this space, but that feels like a lot of money. But in that, they've also reported they've made $270 million in revenue for the quarter, which is a 29% increase compared to last year. So will the cheaper Quest 3S and more hype building around products like the Ray-Ban Metas and the Orion glasses, will that hype increase revenue? And will we see a more significant bump over the holiday period? We'll have to see. But with recent layoffs at Reality Labs and spending cuts, maybe it's not worth hanging around. The lead person on AR glasses hardware, Caitlin Kalawowski, has apparently jumped ship to go work at OpenAI to lead its robotics and consumer hardware department. Interestingly though, Johnny Ives from Apple is also working at OpenAI. So either they're working on some pretty cool stuff or just have really deep pockets and are able to win people over that way. But it's interesting to see OpenAI hiring all these powerhouses in the space, and I welcome our robot AI overlords. Not really. But with all these companies investing in the XR space, everyone wants a piece of the pie, including Disney. Disney is reportedly formed a new Office of Technology Enablement, which will be led by Jamie Voris, who leads the department of Disney apps on the Apple Vision Pro. The co-chairman, Alan Bergman, said, "The pace and scope of the advances in AI and XR are profound and will continue to impact consumer experiences, creative endeavors, and our businesses for years to come, making it critical that Disney explore the exciting opportunities and navigate the potential risks." They also share that various divisions within Disney are exploring applications for augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. All I want to see is those cool walking platforms in VR though. But Google and Samsung also want a piece of that XR pie as well, with Google apparently preparing for a new device type on the App Store. Android Authority did an APK teardown and discovered a new icon mentioning an XR headset in the Play Store. So whether this is nothing or it's in prep for a new Android-powered device, like it could just be a feature for existing Android-based devices like the Roku, but Samsung has confirmed a new XR platform is coming in partnership with Google, and leaks of a Samsung VR headset have been found on Geekbench with a supposed 16GB of RAM with the rumored Snapdragon XR2 Plus Gen 2 chipset. So pretty interesting to see. I'm always keen to see more VR competitors in the space, and it will be cool to see what Samsung may have been cooking up. But we all know what VR competitor we actually want to see, and that's the long-time rumored Valve Deckard. VR YouTuber Tyrell Woods has sparked rumors and people's hopes and dreams by tweeting that the Valve Index is currently out of stock and speculating that this could mean that something is coming. Or it could totally mean it's just out of stock. But whether it means anything or not, I think we shall always remain hopeful and hope that Gabe is cooking up something really cool for VR. Please, Gabe, please. But that pretty much sums up everything that's happened this week in VR. And let me know your favorite bit of news in the comments, and make sure to write banana so I know you watched all the way through. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.